Thanks for joining me today. First off, I want to thank you for purchasing one of our bee electuary powders. This video is an instructional video that will be applied to all of our electuary powders. In this instructional video, you'll learn how to steep your herbs in honey. Here are some of the items you're going to need. You're going to need a pot, a glass or metal bowl to act as a double broiler, a cup measure, your raw unfiltered honey, local, the product you've purchased. Today we are doing Be Smart, spoon, spatula, and something that's going to be easy for you to pour your electuary once it's finished back into your violet glass jar, whether that is a measuring cup or a funnel. To start your double boiler process, I've already got water in here and it's heated up. I'm going to take my glass bowl and set it inside. And this bowl in particular, this pot actually has this scalloped edge, so I have plenty of venting, which is actually really good because you don't want it to seal and then bubble around. The reason we do a double boiler process is so that we don't boil our honey. We can control our temperature much easier this way. So we're going to take our organic local honey, raw, unfiltered, whatever honey you choose. And the reason we do this is because there are lots of medicinal qualities in your local honey, especially for allergy, cold and flu season, hay fever. You get the qualities of the plants that the bees are using in your area to help boost your immune system. So that's why I actually do not make this as a pre-made product, so that way you can use the honey of your local area. We're going to use about a cup's worth of honey. And we're just going to pour that into the double boiler. As you can see, it's still pretty sticky. And if you've had, some of these honeys actually come already sugared, so it may take a little effort to get them dug out of the jar and into your double broiler. What we're looking for is we're looking to loosen up the honey, to heat it up to approximately 105, 110 degrees. Anything over that and we start killing off some of those medicinal benefits in your honey. It's not the worst thing to happen, but we want to try and keep it as beneficial as possible. So what we're looking for is we're looking for that to soften and loosen up, so it's actually kind of runny. All right, this is our electuary powder. We're going to open that, take off your seal. There is a little packet in here, keeps it from caking, so we're going to take that and just toss that in the trash. We don't need it. And then we're going to dump our powder into our honey. And just set that jar aside for now, because we're actually going to pour that electuary back into that jar. That jar is a violet glass jar, which is actually going to keep your product protected from any UV rays. If you get through it really quick, it won't matter much, but if you don't and it sits, that violet glass jar will actually keep the honey and the herbs good for years. That's one of the reasons I chose those jars. So that jar is actually reusable. You could probably pull the sticker off of it if you wanted to and reuse that jar for other things. So we're just going to incorporate our honey with our herbs, get it mixed really well. And then we're going to let that just sit on the double broiler and simmer, stirring occasionally, but really just making sure, keep an eye on it to make sure it does not boil. I actually have mine on low heat. And we're going to let it simmer for 30-35 minutes. And now we have all of our herbs incorporated. It smells so good. I love honey as a base for taking herbal supplements. You know, in our lifestyle today, we take so many pills, vitamins this, supplements that. And there was a time period of my life where I was dumping 25 capsules down my throat, which I didn't like, so I dumped them all in the smoothie, and then I realized, hey, this takes care of a good portion of that. So, and this tastes a whole lot better. This is that whole method of a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Okay. You can now see how loose the honey is. This is the consistency you want it. Just warm enough to express your herbs, but not so hot that you're boiling it and killing off the extra medicinal properties of your wild, raw, unfiltered honey. All right, our honey has been steeping for 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off the double broiler and put it back into our jar. It smells so delicious. Make sure and use a pot holder because that jar is going to be really hot. And I'm just going to pour off into a measuring cup so that way it's got a spout and I can pour it back into our jar real easily. Now, once that cools off, it will have the consistency of taffy. I'm just gonna let that cool off. All nice in there. You just take a teaspoonful once a day, usually in the morning. I usually put mine in a cup of tea, hot water. You can put it on some toast with some butter or just a spoonful, because that's my favorite way also to take it. In fact, my grandchildren love it. Come here. What do you take? Do you take the Be Smart? Yeah? And what's your favorite way? You just take a spoonful of it?
No.
No?
I don't like it that way. I want it like a toast.
You want it on toast?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I hope you all enjoy.